guys, it's Chris with Irene Iron Fitness, and today I'm going to share my purple cabbage slaw recipe. So if you want a nice healthy veggie side dish, keep watching. Erin and I got invited to go over for dinner to our friends Jeff and Deb's house. They're putting on some ribs on their Traeger. They've been talking about these 3-2-1 ribs for like 2 weeks. So we're finally gonna see what the big hubbub is about, and they asked us to bring a side of veggies. So this is fun for me. I don't normally do veggie dishes on my recipes, but I should do more of them. So I'm happy to do this. Let me know what you guys think. And this is a non-cook side dish. It's a raw slaw salad, and I love using coleslaw. Normally I use the prepackaged bagged slaw because it's a screaming good deal and it saves a lot of time in the kitchen. However, for this recipe, I really wanted to use purple slaw for all of it. So I got 1 head of purple cabbage and I cut it in half. You remove the core and then you slice it into fine little pieces so that it looks like coleslaw. It's a little messy, it's a little time consuming, but it's really not that bad. If you have a mandolin, it's a great time to use that kitchen tool. I do not, so I am using my knife skills. The other star of this dish is green snap peas. So I'm going to show you how I cut them. The majority of them are cut in a bias, and it's just a really pretty angle to cut your snap pea, and I wanted it to somewhat mimic the shape and size of a slaw to match the cabbage so that you're getting good bites of it. But when I was cutting it, I did save some really beautiful pieces that I cut differently to put on top as a garnish. So I want to show you a close-up of how pretty these are because it's going to present really well against the purple. So I'm going to show you how I cut these for both cut versions. So the first trick that you want to do for finding the really good pea pods that have lots of pods in the peas in the pod, you want to find the pods that have lots of peas in them because some of them are missing peas. So I just hold it up to the light and you can see if it's nice and full and if they're nice and plump, like this one. So on this one then, I know that I want to use this as one of my garnish pieces. You want to be careful and you just want to get it, cut it right down the seam, split it, and open it up just like that. So this one then, I just put aside over here because I want to use that on top of my dish when I'm all done. The rest of these though that you just want to make as a slaw, you just want to cut them on a bias like this. And you still get a really, really beautiful presentation that way. So that's how you cut your snap peas. It's pretty easy. The rest of the ingredients, I'm going to show you what else we have going into this slaw. So green onions we have also cut on a bias. And some fresh jalapeno that's diced up very, very small. I don't have any seeds in it, and I only used about this much. This was a giant Whopper jalapeno, and I just used a little bit because I don't want it to overpower the slaw, but I want to give it a little bit of depth of flavor. And then for the dressing, I'm going to use olive oil. This is lime juice, fresh squeezed lime juice. It looks a little bit cloudy just because I squeezed it when my hands were purple from the cabbage, but this is fresh squeezed lime juice. And then I have spices to go in the dressing. I have salt, pepper, cumin, and coriander. So it's a very simple slaw. We are serving it with ribs. I don't know what they're putting on the ribs. I don't know if it's a dry rub or if it's saucy. And I really just wanted this to be a bright, crispy, like refreshing slaw to go with the ribs and not compete with the ribs themselves. So all we need to do now is mix this all together. I already have my cabbage in my large mixing bowl And I cut it and I just put it straight into there because I knew I would want to use a large bowl for mixing this all together. Next, my peas that I cut for the salad itself just go straight in. The green onions go straight in. And the jalapenos go straight in. And I'm going to give this a little preliminary mix. And the colors on this dish are just so pretty. And it doesn't need to be anything like extravagant or processed technical. Like, this is not a very technical dish, but it's going to look so good when it's served. So next then, I'm going to mix up the dressing. If you have a blender or something that you want to get a true emulsion on your dressing, you can use that. But I'm kind of just lazy, I guess. I just like to use a little jar and shake it up. So I have my oil in here, and I'm going to add in my lime juice. I like to do my dressings heavy on the acid. So if you don't have lime juice, you could use something like apple cider vinegar. Some people like to do a heavy on the oil. I like to do mine heavy on the acid just to keep it low cal and a little bit lighter feeling. Spices. There's a lot of spices in here. And that's really going to be the, the seasoning of the entire dish. So in that goes, and then just give it a good shake. And before you dump it all over your slaw, just give it a taste. Make sure you like the seasoning level in it. Make sure you like the oil to the acid ratio. I dig it. So we're just going to pour it over, mix it up, and that's it. And coleslaws are great because you can make them a day ahead and they just get kind of better. If you don't want to mix it all together, you can prepare the dressing and you can prepare your vegetables and keep them separate and then just mix them right before. But it's a really stress-free dish, and it's something that you can bring to a party or a potluck and feel good about eating. And it's one of just the great ways to contribute and also feel good about what you're having. So that's it for this. I'm gonna now just put it in a serving bowl and put my little garnishes on top. So just transfer it to a clean bowl. As you can see, this makes a lot. A head of cabbage goes a long way. And then just take your nice garnish pieces and you just want to arrange them in a way that they don't look too staged. You want it to look like they're kind of just naturally tousled in there. And that's it. And this is a beautiful dish. If you want the full recipe for the spices that I used and the ratios of the cabbage to the snap peas, check out my blog, ireneironfitness.com, and you can print it off there. Give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and catch us next week for another video. Thanks so much for watching.